Now I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna throw them away. I cannot reuse them, so I'll throw them away. So I have a bit of feeling that resin is still in my hands, so I'm just gonna hand sanitize a little and use a good tissue to clean my hands, and I'm good to go. I don't have anything on my skin. This is just from the priming earlier. So now there are a few things that you need to know. That is, once this is cured, as I told you, you can use a masking tape to cover the areas where you don't want this, and after 12 to 13 hours you just be very careful you don't touch the surface of your painting, you just peel it off. So I can show you one piece I had done yesterday. So to show you, like, this was like a coaster that I did. It's a beach coaster. So now what I do is, that's the same masking tape, and I did not wanted my edges, like these black edges, to be covered in any of the resin. So what I did is, so you see how easily it comes off. It easily comes off, but it has to, be taken off on the right time. If you think that you're going to pour your painting today and you're going to take the tape off after like a week or so, it will be difficult. So you're really responsible about your artwork, and you do these things, because I wish somebody would have told me these things earlier, because I have literally spent a huge bunch of fortune making mistakes and working on these pieces, not able to get my curing right. I did not know which tape to use, what to use, how to take off resin off my hands. That was the main thing. And I have had students who got resin in their hair, so they had to get it cut off, and which gloves to use, which cups to use, how to make sure that I can reuse these cups. So you have to be really careful while you're working with these pieces, how to prime, and you have this tutorial to really help you out through it. And now let's talk about layering. In beachworks, I don't think so. Like, we have 4 waves, 5 waves coming. So once this is cured, I will sand it with 800 grit. Sand it only where you want to pour your resin. For example, I don't want to pour it here, but I want to pour it over here. Like, I want to pour my second layer of resin here. So after 24 hours, I can pour my second layer of resin here, but I will only sand this portion. So for hair, for example, this was my first layer, then this was my second layer, then third, then fourth, then fifth, and there's one underneath, that is a 6th layer. So this is 6th layer of paintings, and that is why there's a 3D effect that I can feel when I am working. I'm looking at the painting. So now how does this happens? I did my first layer, and I did not sand the whole of it, because as you can see, this is still visible. So I did not sand this area. So I had only sanded the areas where I wanted my resin to be on my second layer. So I sanded it with the 800 to 1500 grit. You can find that on Amazon respectively. And you don't have to be very harsh. You just have to sand it. Why? Because resin sticks on a rough surface very easily than a polished surface. So I'll sand it, and then I'll put, and when you sand and you put resin on it, it will come clear. Don't be scared of the scratches. The scratches will be gone once you put resin on it. So then you let your second layer cure, then you third layer, fourth layer. So it's okay if you make a mistake here. You can always revise that mistake in the second layer, but don't try to over pour. Don't try to overdo your canvas in one go. If 130 is the amount of resin you had to use in the first go, then you use only 130. You do not try to mend this in the first go. You do that in the second layer. And if you have some problem in second layer, you do that in your third layer. So you can always relayer these paintings, and even if you relayer it after like a week or so, you don't feel like you did something right, so you can do that. You can revise the layers at any interval of time that you require in your life, but make sure that you make it rough so that the resin sticks to the surface in the most amazing way and it cures in the best way. So now if you have not taped it, and still if you have taped it, still you have something like this, you sand it. You just sand it, and you can just use your heat gun. You just let it heat for a while, and then you sand it. This is not going to come off because this is at least a month old, and these drips are like very old, and there's so many drips. They look really nice, but they're old, right? So that's how you maintain these drips. and sanding and layering. Now make sure that you follow all the safety procedures and the area is well ventilated while you're working, and please do not let your kids stumble on the resin area. It has to be done in a private area because these are all chemicals. So you need to be plus 14 and your kids need to be plus 14 to be around the area so that the health is perfectly fine. And if you have some asthmatic problem or anything like that, then you get a mask. Then you get a proper good, not the dust mask that you get at any chemist, but a good mask. And if you want that mask, you contact me. I'll tell you the details, where to buy and how to buy and what to buy. So all the best for your beach pour work, and hope this e-course was fine for you, and I was able to put out all the information that I thought that if somebody would have told me initially, I would have done a much better deal out of the works I had created initially. So but everything comes with a lot of experience. And also don't forget to tag me when you're working on an Instagram or any other platform. My everywhere, if you look, my handle is Farben Corner, that is FARBEN, and CORNER, that is Farben Corner. So you can tag me anywhere you feel like, on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Do tag me so that I get to know what you are doing with the course that I have provided you with all my effort and my knowledge. I'm glad that I'm able to help you through my artwork on this amazing technology, and be able to be with you, like my guidance is there with you even if I'm not there. So thank you for signing up for the e-course, and do share your pieces to us, and I'm waiting for your feedback and your photos, and whatever you make after 24 hours you can click the photo and send it to me. Thank you.